Good afternoon. Here we go with Section 3, Scenario 1. It's basically pretty simple. I've got two buyers, Shannon O'Donnell and Beverly Crusher, and they're going to make an offer on a property. Currently, we're in zip forms, and there are two transactions that are already created. One is an offer on 2019 Starship Enterprise. The other is a listing on 2019 Starship Enterprise. For our exercises, the first transaction that we'll be working in is the offer. My two buyers, I'll go ahead and open it up. My two buyers, Beverly and Shannon, are going to make an offer on this property. If you see the transaction, it's already filled out. I've got the parties here. Shannon O'Donnell, buyer 1, Beverly Crusher, buyer 2. Jean-Luc Picard is my seller, first seller. Giardo LaForge is the second seller. Captain Kirk represents my two buyers. Mr. Spock is the listing agent, represents the two sellers. We're going to make an offer on the property 2019 Starship Enterprise. The documents within the zip forms transaction are already there. They're already filled out. If I open my 1 to 4 family residential resale, you'll see here is the contract. It is filled out. We're making an offer of $600,000 on the property. We've got $300 cash, $300 financed. It's an easy transaction. Of course, we're closing at the one, the only independent title. I'm going to click on the back button, go back. Here are our documents. What I want to focus on are over on the left-hand side, the folders. You'll see we've got a signed documents folder. That is created by default in our template when we create a transaction. Additionally, there is a subfolder, initial offer. Since it's on the buyer side, they'll make that initial offer. We've created a default subfolder, initial offer. The reason being, when we send our forms to DocuSign to be signed, we want those signed documents from DocuSign to automatically be sent back to the zip forms transaction and stored in the initial offer folder. To do that, here we go. We select the e-sign button on the left-hand side. There are packets there. Don't worry about those. They were created in previous exercises. I'm going to click on New. In our class, we're only going to use two forms, the 1 to 4 family, the third party. I'm not going to have all the other forms signed. It takes way too long. I select the 1 to 4, the third party, click on Close. Here's the important part. It says, choose a folder for returned signed documents to go into automatically. If you click this link, I click Sign Documents. Within Sign Documents, there's my subfolder, Initial Offer. I select Initial Offer, click on Done, and it shows me that my signed documents from DocuSign will automatically be returned to the Initial Offer subfolder in zip forms. Here's my 1 to 4 family. Click on Next. When I click on Next, I'm going to select my two buyers, Beverly and Shannon. Click on Close and Next. Okay, now I'm in DocuSign. It takes a second to open. Thank you for being patient. The second part of this exercise, the first part of the exercise, we focused on the new feature, return the signed documents to a specific folder. In this piece of the exercise, we're going to discuss and highlight automating the process and discussing standard fields over on the left-hand side that we haven't used before. The standard field that we're going to discuss are the approve and decline buttons. In this scenario, our buyers, Beverly and Shannon, are going to sign the transaction and make the offer. We know that. To automate the process, we're going to add a third party, which is Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk, we will assign the approve or decline buttons. Once Shannon and Beverly sign it, the transaction will automatically go to Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk will talk to Shannon and Beverly and say, I'm about to pull the trigger and send this offer to the listing agent. Would you like me to do it? Are you sure? They say, yes, we've decided we want it. Captain Kirk clicks on approve. The transaction will then the offer will automatically go to Mr. Spock. To automate that process, we're in DocuSign, we need to click on the Go Back button. The Go Back button takes us to the details of the transaction in DocuSign. I scroll down to the recipients. Currently, Beverly and Shannon are 1 and 2. I'm going to change the signing order for Beverly to be 1, Shannon to be 1, and then add the third recipient. You know who I'm going to add. Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk's email address is Captain Kirk Buyer's Agent at gmail.com. Captain Kirk, since I'm assigning standard fields, the approve and decline button, Captain Kirk's action should be needs to sign. Captain Kirk signing orders number 2. I'm going to add an additional recipient, signing order number 3, Mr. Spock. Mr. Spock's email is Mr. Spock SA, at gmail.com, and Mr. Spock's order or action is receive a copy. A great tip and feature that is in DocuSign, if you scroll up to the top of Add Recipients, is the signing order link. Click on the signing order link and you'll see the signing order diagram that will give you a visual representation of the signing order, i.e. the automated process. Shannon O'Donnell, Beverly Crusher, they're both number 1s. They're signing. Captain Kirk is number 2. Captain Kirk will approve and decline. Mr. Spock is number 3, will receive a copy. So that will ensure that you have the automated process set up correctly. I'm going to click on close. The next step is to add or assign the approve and decline button to Captain Kirk. I tap on the next button. It takes me back to my transaction. I can see here over on the right hand side, my signing tabs for Shannon and Beverly are there. I'm going to come over here on the left hand side, select Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk's tags are purple. I will scroll down to approve and drag the approve button over. I will scroll down to decline and drag the decline button over. It doesn't really matter where I place these buttons. No other parties in the transaction will see them except Captain Kirk. Once Captain Kirk clicks on approve, it will automatically send a copy to Mr. Spock. If Captain Kirk clicks on decline, it will change the status of this envelope in DocuSign to decline, and the envelope will not be sent to Mr. Spock. I'm now going to click on the send button, send, and our transaction is complete. Now, once the documents are signed, I'm going to click on close here and show you the result. I'm going to click on transactions. I'm going to open up offer on 2019 Starship Enterprise so that you will see when I click on documents and initial offer, below are the signed offers, 1 to 4 family resale contract and third-party financing. You didn't see me sign it because I'm not going to go through that process because it takes so much time, but you can see that the 2 documents are there. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm stopping the recording.